correct grounding method. I want to mention now that is really dangerous method, and if you don't know what's going on, better don't do it, especially when you would like to go over the safe voltage level, which is around 900, maybe 1 volt, no, 950 millivolts. Let's say this is the safe level. That's okay. But if you wanna go over, then and you don't know what's going on, then don't do it. This is a scenario for the cards up from 3080, 3090, 40, blah blah blah, which has like NV VDD and MS VDD, two circuits. This resistor represents the core internal resistance for MS, and this resistor represents the core internal resistance for NV VDD. And now we gonna ground not this point, not here, and we're gonna have just the high side blown, and we will ground the MS because whatever, everything's the same, but not, it's not the same. We will ground here, but that will do as B for use. Let's say this one is blown, this one is still okay, and we inject the voltage here. Our voltage and our current will close through here, here, and through core resistance. Here, here, and core resistance. We'll never reach this part, because this is when we will lift our coils, then those two circuits are separate. They are not internal connected in the core. So if we will ground something different, which looks exactly the same because almost 0 ohms, then we can be really, really in trouble when we inject more than safe 950 millivolts. But if we will ground here, then it's a different story. Even if just this one is blown, not the lower one. The current will go to this and will leak directly to the ground, not almost, partially to the ground, and just partially will go to the core. But we'll never reach that higher voltage on the core itself, because the grounding will not allow. Okay, pretty much that's it. Let's start the thing. Okay, I have a gigabit 3090 for repair, which has a short on 12 volt on one of the 12 volts. So the fuse, one of the fuse here, actually this guy is blown, and I'm trying to locate which MOSFET is blown, but my super extra camera is piece of crap, and it's hard to find the one. So I set all this thing just to ground the core, and I will show the difference how the thing will act when the core is grounded actually and when it's not grounded. And also I'm gonna measure the current and the voltage at the same time, which appears, the voltage drop which appears on the core itself. Even with the grounding from the Kirchhoff law, the current will flow in all of the directions. All the circuit will be filled with current, but it will be split, depends on the resistance and blah blah blah. But anyway, let's start. Right now I'm gonna inject 950 millivolts without grounding. Completely ground is disconnected, the amps are not connected. We're gonna looking for the voltage drop on the core itself and on the amps, and there's gonna be some conclusion on the voltage drop as well, just when I'm gonna inject right now. Okay, let's get this one and let's do it. And let's look on the camera without grounding. Let's see if we can see anything. Oh yeah, it's growing, but barely. I couldn't see. Actually, I couldn't see when I was doing this one, when the camera wasn't sitting here. I couldn't see anything. Now it's a little bit something. But on the core, I have 390 millivolts. But I'm injecting 950, and it's pulling 950, and it's pulling 2 amps right now. So where is the rest? Where is the rest of the voltage? It's probably leaking through the internal MOSFETs, which are inside the dromos. But this part is gonna be later. Let's try now to ground the guy. Okay. And let's see how the current will flow and how actually the camera will act, if I can see anything right now or not. I am still on the safe level, let's say, because it's 900 millivolts, 950, so it's safe for core. Bang. Yeah, it's better, a little better, because you can see it's growing a little better, even for that bad camera when it's grounded. Let's see how much current is going through the grounding wire. 1.3 amps. The voltage drop 130, so its core is pretty safe right now. 130 millivolts is safe, but we are still on the 2 amps. You know, almost 3 amps when injecting. Okay. Now, conclusion. I try to draw something. I'm not sure if this is more confusing or less confusing. I draw the schematic. Let's see. This is our dromos and his high side MOSFET and low side MOSFET. And this is the core voltage. Yeah, they are here. They are acting the same. Here the 12 volts shorted coming, and here is of course blah blah blah. The gates, yeah, they are controlled, but that doesn't matter. Our MOSFET right now, dromos, sorry, is shorted through the 12 volt part and also through the high side, so 12 volt parts, and the low side is also shorted. That's why when I inject the voltage, even if core is not grounded, we still have lower voltage drop on the core itself, because the rest is leaking to the ground. It's leaking through high side and through low side and to the ground, but partially, not all. Some of the part going to the core. When I ground it here, yeah, with the multimeter, then the resistance is really small. It's actually ground, and the full current, the bigger current, close to that loop, and that's why the heat expansion is bigger, and I can see actually which one is glowing. This one is also good method. If nothing is happening, you cannot see nothing, we can easily go even to 2 volts, even more, but we don't need more. Let's go for 2 volts, 250, 225, 225, okay, 225 is good. And now I will inject this one with grounded core, and let's see how big voltage drop will be on the core and how nice the dromos will glow for use. Now I can see perfectly fine. Core is safe or not? Let's see. I'm injecting 2 volts, but on the core it's just 465 millivolts. 4 amps is going through the grounding wire. The rest through the ground of the dromos load side. That's why the guy is glowing so nicely. The other thing which is glowing is the shunt resistor and the coil itself. But the dromos is nicely showing up now. Okay, yeah, that's it actually.